Hello Scorpio, welcome in. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning in to the day's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through for Scorpios, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. I'm doing another bonus reading because Scorpio, you continue to have some of the highest viewership on these videos, so I want to continue to send more readings out to you. Thank you all so much for all your likes and shares and all your comments and supporting each other in the comment section. It's absolutely lovely. So, all right, let's get you some divine messages, Scorpio. What messages are here for Scorpio? The ones that are here drawn to this reading. Thank you. Beautiful. What's hidden from Scorpio? What's hidden from Scorpio that would be helpful? Thank you. Outcome and advice. Outcome and advice. Thank you. So interesting. I just did Virgo's reading, bonus reading, and these cards that I'm using today have these borders that relate to the chakras. So and in Virgo's reading, all the colors were yellow, orange, and red. And yours, Scorpio, are greens, purples, and blues. So very interesting, very different colors. All right, let's get to the overall energy of the reading. Is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Princess of Coins. So coins is pentacles in this deck, and the Seven of Coins. Okay, all pentacles. Queen of Coins, Princess of Coins, and then Seven of Coins. Ooh, Queen of Coins in reverse. All right. I'm getting a mother-daughter or some type of hierarchy here with Queen and Princess. It feels like a toxic feminine energy. Someone who's positioned higher or who's positioned themselves higher. That's why I'm getting mother-daughter. The Princess of Coins, the daughter energy, feels authentic, very authentic. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like a very unstable energy. Lacks stability, lacks happiness, lacks clarity. Feels like this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, they're not happy, they're not stable, they're not secure. They might be having difficulty finding resources. Tell me more about the Princess of Pentacles. This authentic energy. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse, very unhappy, lacks clarity, but has a lot of power, has some type of power, authority. And the Princess of Pentacles is in this period of luck. I feel like because the Princess of Coins is showing up very authentic, heart space energy, being herself, that just creates flow state, taking control of the wheel of fortune, of her destiny. A lot of blessings loving energy. Knight of Cups. But then there's also this Ace of Cups in reverse. A lack of self-love, a lack of flowing energy. This feels somehow related to the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. That despite being the lack of love, lack of care, being taught to not love herself, feels like that's what I'm getting here. Instead of passing on this confusion and sadness. And the Sun card is also inner child. There's usually a child or a baby, horse, sunflowers, sun. In reverse, it feels like the Queen of Pentacles in reverse was passing on family tradition, a sucky family tradition of lack of love to children. And the Princess of Coins, despite having experienced a power dynamic also, feels like this Queen of Pentacles like lords over, controlling, manipulative, has all power, but no love. Lots of confusion. But despite that, she's herself, the Princess of Coins, taking control of her destiny. Flow state, wow. Following her highest excitement. Going after whatever sparks joy, whatever she loves, and it's working. There's blessings coming in. Very attractive energy too. Feels like a lot of people are attracted to the authenticity of the Princess of Coins. It looks like the Princess of Coins is also attracting, or has attracted, manipulative energies. This feels like players who don't know how to take action. They don't know how to create happiness. And they hold on to the Princess of Coins energy. There's something about the authenticity that gives clout to the Princess of Coins. She knows how to take action, go after what she desires. It looks like this is a very successful energy. If the princess would stop attaching to people who can't perceive her, who aren't at her level, who break contracts, who don't know how to have success and take action and create expansion, that are kind of dependent on her energy. Wow, this feels so specific. All right, and then the last card in the overall energy is the Seven of Coins in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. There's something about your focus, what you're looking at, or not looking at something, not giving it attention. Why is the Seven of Pentacles in reverse here? How would it help Scorpio? Nine of Swords. I get the feeling that you, Scorpio, might feel very stuck and in a comfort zone. If you focus, I'm going to call that you're the Princess of Pentacles. That feels like your energy, Scorpio. Very authentic. It's giving off Queen of Cups energy, even though I know it's a Princess of Pentacles. But that heart energy, And it looks like when you love yourself, when you're in alignment with you, that things really go well. But you've had difficulty from a matriarch, your mom, or some toxic feminine energy from your family of origin. Someone who it's very unloving energy. Control, manipulation, power, but a lack of clarity, lack of love. It feels like maybe a lot of hurt childhood abuse, neglect. Some of you might agree more with neglect. And it feels like if you focus on the swords, on what's caused pain, it feels like it keeps you stuck. I'm also seeing, it feels like you have attracted in the past players, people who are very inconsistent, who tell you what you want to hear. That it looks like they get you in a fantasy because you have not been loved, cared for, coming from chronic lack of love from childhood. So it looks like in romantic relationships, you tried to receive that love that you did not receive from your parents, from your childhood. And it feels like people were, or at least someone, a player, led you further and further into unhappiness. And a lack of stability. Creating more and more instability for you, breaking contracts, depending on you to make moves, to create. But not giving you it feels like the one thing that you really wanted was love, like your inner child, feeling loved, feeling cared for. And there's something about being in a comfort zone, getting out of a comfort zone, or a need to get out of a comfort zone. To pull your attention away from wherever it's been and you haven't gotten any results, any return on your investment, any care. So if that's in a relationship and you've spent so much time centering someone, giving so much, and you're not getting anything in return, you might be in a comfort zone, afraid to, because you've spent so much time and energy on someone. It's familiar and it might be terrifying to shift out of that. Yeah. All right, Scorpio, let's look in what's hidden. We've got the Knight of Wands and the Lovers. All right. Knight of Wands is someone very fiery. What's interesting is it's coming in under this blue. Blue is throat chakra. Someone who can communicate their passions, their desires, and takes action on them. Oh, this feels so steamy between the Knight of Wands and the Lovers. Oof. What's hidden? Ooh, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse coming out again. That's what I was just defining in the overall energy, and Death reversed. Oh, it started out, it seems so wonderful. I think that might be your fantasy, or that's the beginning of the relationship. Amazing. Someone telling you what you want to hear, and taking action. meeting you, your twin, your person. Feels like it starts out amazing. And you're like, we're on the same page because they're communicating that they want the same things. And it feels very spicy. It feels wonderful. It feels healing. It feels like relieving because that's what you didn't get in your childhood. And so in a romantic relationship, you're feeling finally fulfilled, chosen, someone pouring into you, and you haven't experienced that, being poured into, being loved. But it looks like this might have been love bombing. And once they've got you at some point, it feels like you center them in your experience, but they don't center you. Once they've got you hooked in, they just want all your time and attention. And there's no end in sight. There's no change that happens. It's interesting where these cards fell out. It feels like this person doesn't put any work, any effort in the 3D at all. They don't work on the relationship. They don't put any care. So at first it seems like a dream come true, your fantasy. And then it starts resembling this family of origin, Queen of Pentacles in reverse energy, confusion, demanding. There's a mismatch of power too that's also here. And it looks like attracting someone who doesn't want to put in the work. They just want to cling on to your energy, demand that you center them in your experience. It looks like eventually you let go of this and create healthy boundaries and independence for yourself. It feels like that's a very easy sentence to say, describing something that was very difficult. If that isn't what you've done, it feels like that's the path maybe that you're taking. You might be on somewhere on here. Time to end this because it will never change. They will never give what they promised. You're never going to get back to this love bombing. This feels good. This person pouring into you, the relationship, feeling for once, feeling that what you were hoping and wishing for in your childhood. And instead of just staying in a comfort zone relationship with someone who's not giving anything, you let go of that environment, learn healthy boundaries, and train your focus and find independence, luxury even, 9 of Pentacles, abundance. There's something really beautiful about your energy, Scorpio. So beautiful. Feels like you're learning how to love yourself. You're no longer being controlled by outside opinions. You're not seeking love outside of yourself. All right, in the outcome and advice, we have the Star reversed, Ace of Cups, this time upright. I love that. And 6 of Wands. Okay, Star reversed. This feels like a hopeless situation, a lack of healing. It feels like the family of origin energy and definitely a romantic relationship where there was love bombing at first, like just thinking your ships have come in, that this is what you've waited for. And then it feels like at some point it shifts. The relationship obviously shifts and becomes hopeless. I think it's good that it becomes hopeless, because it feels like this person, love bomber, takes advantage of your hopefulness, your endless well of, well, maybe this and maybe they're that, and your understanding. And so maybe it's good to find the end of that well and be like, you know what? I am constantly the one giving up my boundaries, giving up, not and giving in. Maybe this is good. I feel like this is good to recognize the deception here, maybe at this point self-deception, and learn how to love yourself. Ace of Cups. And I love that the Ace of Cups is red, meaning base chakra, or even an orangey sacral chakra. How you love yourself, how you flow your energy, how you show yourself that you love yourself, by not abandoning yourself, by not centering others in your experience, by having healthy boundaries, by knowing what you want and who you prefer to be, by not seeking validation and love outside of yourself, but learning how to love who you are. That affects your 3D. When you love yourself, when you are flowing and in that Ace of Cups energy, it changes who you are in the 3D. You show up differently. You start pouring into your mental body, caring about your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, your spiritual health, caring for all parts of yourself, not outsourcing that, not waiting for a parent to heal, but being an adult and maybe reparenting, healing yourself, learning how to love yourself, instead of requiring and needing someone outside of you to love you. That's how the control starts. When you love yourself, you also can enjoy the beginning of a love bombing relationship, but the moment this person shifts gears and changes, then instead of chasing and trying to get them back, instead, when you love yourself, you go, ooh, something's changed. I think I don't receive that as love or loving. You're not willing to tolerate abuse and neglect when you love yourself chronically and care for yourself. Beautiful. Oh, I love this. Oh, and then Six of Wands. It leads to success. I think it's tough to get out from this hopelessness energy, to get off of your south node, out of lesson, and start going towards your north node for whatever your big dream and wish is, and love yourself the way there. And also I'm seeing Wands is taking action. I'm also getting with the purple, it feels like that's upper chakras, obviously, but it feels like it's about how you're being perceived. Your crown chakra aura layer is the outermost aura layer, and it's how you want to be perceived by others. And it looks like when you love yourself, others perceive you as very successful. When you chronically love yourself, and by the ways that I'm talking about, not just taking a bath and affirmations, even though those are important parts, could be very important parts, but loving yourself to create healthy boundaries, to make hard moves, to heal wherever you are wounded, instead of waiting for those who've wounded you to heal you. That's the trick. in a lot of toxic families. You keep waiting for the person who hurt you to fix that wound. But once you are an adult, it's your responsibility to heal those wounds that are still there and unhealed. You don't have to do anything. But if you do want to heal them, if you're waiting for the people who caused the hurt to heal them, then you're giving your power away. All right. Last messages. I said the the Princess of Coins reminded me of the Queen of Cups, probably because they're both in this jade-like colors as well. This feels like you, Scorpio, you have learned how to love yourself, becoming your most authentic version. And it looks like you're attracting others as well who want to work with you, want to collaborate. I also love, it looks like you're learning to reconnect the dots in a different way, to see things from a different vantage point. There's a willingness to learn. Feels like it's keeping your some flexibility, and there's a lot of clarity coming out around anybody who has got some negative things to say, maybe people from your past. It doesn't look like it's hurting you. You're just clocking and seeing them. It feels like you've healed a lot of those wounds, and so even the negative, there's some realization that that's not yours. Someone's negative opinion about you rarely has anything to do with you. It has a lot to do with them. Wow. All right, Scorpio, that's your reading. I hope that was helpful. So interesting. All right, take care.